After listening to Kantrisa, I don't know where to start. I have a great pitch, practiced at least 5 times, but I don't know where to start, but I'll get started. I don't have any reason to die, but I have many reasons to live. What are these reasons? The reasons are, how do you really inspire many youngsters like you how to build a career, not a career ladder, a career and life full of portfolios? That's what I want to spend next 15 minutes. So the first and foremost thing, all of us taught you need to build a career path, career ladder. In my 32 years of corporate careers, I designed career paths for big companies. I coached and mentored many young leaders to grow in their career. Then I suddenly realized what I'm doing is a big injustice to the youngsters and big injustice to the corporate. Then I thought, what should I do differently? I thought exploring career and life portfolios. What are these portfolios? I can give an analogy. In my backyard, there's a relatively large garden. When I started planting some exotic plants, I got 2 palm trees and a small creeper. At that time, I got the palm tree, which is almost 7 feet, and the creeper was maybe less than 6 inches. I planted together. So one palm tree was very near to the kitchen where my wife used to throw water every day, and another was a little far off. And I saw both the palm trees living and growing at a different pace. But both the palm trees grow tall and tall, vertical. But the small creeper I kept in the corner started growing multi-directional. Those who come to my house, you can see it. That small creeper has traveled almost 100 feet in around my garden and throwing flowers after flowers. When I walk out in my garden, what I see is not the palm tree, the creeper which moved across my lattice in my garden, giving flowers in multi-directional. My dear friend, career is a lattice. Career is all about portfolio and how do you integrate with your life portfolio. I come from Tier 4 or Tier 3 city where I learned my education in vernacular language. For me, the biggest problem was how do I face this world when I passed out in 1993. I can't speak English. I used to be very thin and an introvert. And I used to sweat when I see 3 people around me. If 4 people come in front of me, I turn my face and go. And after I passed out in 93, I walked into many corporate offices, but I felt that I never owned a room or I never belonged to a room because people looked at me like a stranger. Why did you get into this room? I'm very sure many of you have gone through that process. You walked into a room, you find you don't belong to that room. Isn't it? I started my journey from that. Then my biggest challenge is, how do I am going to own a room? Today, I own multiple rooms. I feel I belong to that room. I'm part of the room, and I'm creating many chairs and spaces for people who travel like me, and I feel them comfortable in that room. That's my journey, dear friends. So how do I build that? Early part of my journey, I want to define what is my leadership beliefs is going to be. Beliefs drives your values, values drives your behavior, behavior drives your actions, and action drives your results. The fundamental of an individual growth is his or her beliefs come from multiple experience she has gone through it. The family, the neighborhood, the college, the education system, the early corporate life. So I thought I need to have a strong beliefs in my journey. That's going to be my North Star of my journey. The most important belief I nurtured since I come from a priesthood family is leadership is a noble profession. Like teaching, medical or paramedical, leadership is a noble profession. If you do it well, you can impact many lives. You can inspire many lives. So I want to belong to a noble profession. But the nobility doesn't come so easily. You need to earn for it. You need to practice it. You need to expose to new ideas. You need to be authentic. You need to be compassionate. So in my 32 years, I can proudly say I influenced and impacted many lives, and I continue to do that. The second one, leading others is an honor. It's a privilege. Don't take it with a small effort. You have to be ready for that. Many organizations, when they promote an individual contributor leader, they insist the leader go through a very structured program to ensure that he or she is impacting many lives and he or she is ready for that. So these are the two lessons I learned in life. Leading others is a noble profession, and it's an honor, and it's a privilege, and you need to be ready for that. With that, my first leadership lessons when I walked into corporate is one should be very comfortable in their skin. You may be black, brown, white, tall. You may be speaking vernacular language or strong accent of your mother tongue, but you need to be comfortable with that. And unless you are comfortable, you never can do great things in your leadership journey. The second one is, if you want to be comfortable in your skin, you're also vulnerable, isn't it? You are not wearing a mask when you walk into a room. People can see through you. Your language can expose your religion. Your language can expose your state you come from or place you come from. Your beliefs and values get exposed through the language you speak. But be comfortable with that. These are the two things I always tell leaders. Be comfortable in your skin and don't afraid to be vulnerable in your journey. With these two beliefs, what I did is I started building my career and life portfolios. The first thing you need to build among the 5 P's which I'll share today is the purpose, the North Star of your building portfolio. There are 2 dates very important in your life. The day 1 is you celebrate every year the day you born in the earth. The second day, you realize why are you born in this earth? What's the reason behind? Every person being born in this earth have a purpose to fulfill. And unfortunately, many die without understanding what was the purpose. But some of us really understand very early part of your life what is the meaning of your birth in the earth. So I started asking early part of my purposeful journey, started exploring my skills, my beliefs, my values, what I'm good at. I started asking, who am I? The second one is, what do I well? What I don't do well? Then for whom I am doing it? Is it doing for my family, for my community, for my organization? Finding the audience for my contribution. That's a very important steps you need to take it. Then when you are ready to serve others, are they ready to take your service was the biggest question I need to answer. Then the last, not the least one, how do they take it and change their life? So purpose is the North Star among the 5 P's when I started building portfolios. And I share a small story. Where did I got that hit on purpose? I belong to a priesthood company and a priesthood family. My dad was a priest in Anantapadmanabha Swami temple in Trivandrum. And unfortunately, he had an heart attack when I was at the 10th grade. So whenever he falls sick, I have to step in and do the performance in the temple. So at that day, I'm talking about maybe 85, 86. So when you go to the temple, a lot of people come and give you small coins as a gift, especially the people who are visiting temple. So I used to collect the coins. Evening, I used to go and give to my dad. And my dad used to take 2 coins and give to me and said, thank you very much for helping me. But don't settle with these 2 coins in your life. I have suffered a lot. Do something very different than what we have done in our family. That was a kind of a hit I got in. What should I do differently? I should have taken my family path of professionalism, but I decided to do something. That's the first journey I started looking at purpose. The purpose, when you start defining it, it has various streams. The family, the faith, the community, volunteering, the work, and your life. How do you integrate all these things and define your purpose? The second one, once you define your purpose, you need to fuel with the passion, the energy. The purpose without passion is not going to influence your others. So how do you fuel the passion? I was very passionate about green. I was passionate about antiques collections. I was passionate about food because one of my brother-in-law was running a restaurant very early part of my career. So I was influenced by what food can do. So I started investing or cross-skilling my skills into a restaurant. I have now 2-3 restaurants today. I don't run it, but I invested it. I have 2, 3 farmhouses, and I have online antique shop and 2, 3 physical shops in Bangalore. So I never hesitate to pursue my passion, and which is influenced by purpose. So you need to really fuel your purpose with passion. The third one, very important, is you require partnerships. No one can do it alone. If you have a big aspiration, so here you see next to standing me, it came in the cover page of one of the largest magazine in US, and Andy Goodman. And Andy used to represent me in rooms which I never got entered at that time. So partners represent you in places which you could have not gone alone, or they represent you. They are called sponsors. So the partners or sponsors is the third P, what you need to work on in building your career and life portfolios. Then the platforms. The partnership, the purpose, the passion is not alone. You need to build platforms. Like I built online trading platforms, the physical restaurants, where I met thousands of people over the last 6, 7 years. I go and sit, all of us know a lot can happen over a coffee, isn't it? You make new friends. You build a deep relationship with the people who are walking into a restaurant. So I always believed in building platforms to really exponentially impact your purpose and passion. And that's very, very important. So not only that, all the time you need to build platforms and give to others. And you can also leverage others' platform for your own growth as you build the portfolios. Then moving into this is a personal growth. You understood what is the importance of purpose, fuel the purpose with a passion, and have what you call the sponsors, the partners who can represent you in various forums and build platforms. Then how can you be a continuous learner in your life? For me, the best way I learn is through teaching. When I passed out in 1993, I got into a corporate, but I decided to learn continuously by teaching others. So I got into a school and started teaching elementary kids. Then I got in an MBA institute. I started teaching part-time the MBA students, MSW students. So biggest way of learning is teaching. And twice learning comes through teaching. So I always said teaching is twice learning. If I want to prepare an hour of lecture, I need to prepare for 2 hours. Then only I can do. So when I do 1 hour session, normally I learn 2 hours. Through that lecturing, the people, the way they ask question to me, some questions I never thought, and how do I answer it? So this personal growth is very, very important as part of building your portfolio. Now I want to show you how did I build this portfolio. So my portfolio, if you see, is a little complex. Again, few circles are missing. I did not find space to put in the one slide. So the blue are my corporate roles. In a traditional career, I would have moved from HR officer to CHRO. That was the dream. But I've done that. I've done that 20 years back. I was CHRO of a multi-billion-dollar company. Then second is take adjacency. What else I can do apart from traditional? But I never HR job because I said leading others, especially HR leaders, is a noble profession. Then I moved into adjacencies, like I was head of M&A. I was manning $1 billion business for DXC when I was the delivery lead. I did CIO job in Britannia. I was a chief information officer. That was one of the greatest HR and IT transformation happened at that time. So the blue other color is as I built my what you call adjacency career along with my core, I started training others, teaching others, coaching and mentoring others. You can see other boxes came in. Then my passion of doing myself in terms of restaurant, antique, social work, giving back 30% of the profit I generate in restaurant, give it back to in terms of giving back to society. Then farmer, I have 3 farmlands. I do very good farming, and Saturdays, Sundays I go and spend a lot of time there. Then last 1 year, I moved out of my corporate job from Ernst & Young. Then I started become an entrepreneur. Now I have 3 startups: an human capital consulting, a technology consulting called SARPI in partnership with Singularity University, the exponential organization in the world, and I also do an AI avatar or agenting AI for HR professionals called Mantrika. So this is how I built my portfolio. So building portfolio require a very sharp focus on purpose, a passion, a great partnership with the other ecosystem, a platform, and a personal growth continuously applying our cross skills and interest in other fields. So today, my friends, life and work is not balancing. It is not two different things. In 24/7, how do you integrate your work and life? We call it work-life integration. People ask me, how can you do many things? I only tell them 24 hours is 24 hours for you and me. But what I do in 24 hours, it determines my passion and my energy. As I close my remarks today, I want to ask one question to all of you. What is your portfolio you are going to build it from today? Can you add one more item in your career? Can you add one more item in your career portfolio? It can be baking. You may be good in baking. It can be teaching. It can be cooking. And you want to really say, how can I take it as a venture? So you have innate potential. You have innate energy. You have innate passion and transferable skills. And today, we are living in a world of abundance, not scarcity and fear. Go and explore your passion and purpose and start building your portfolios. Thank you. Thank you.